Bonjour, hello, hello, it's me, Kelsey Bell. I'm here with Todd Sullivan.
Hello!
We are on location. We're live. We're not in Kamloops this time. We're a little out of 100 Mile. We're at Timothy Lake. Where are we exactly?
We're at Martens Resort on Timothy Lake.
We're a glamping resort here, not
Right.
We don't need to go
That's kind of what I
in
want
the
to
bush.
talk about,
Yeah,
is like more of the experience of what it's like to be here. So
Yeah.
if you are more of a glamper, this
this is the spot.
is the spot. Okay.
Yeah. So we tend to attract a glamping crowd, I would say. We try to make everything as easy as possible, from booking to their stay. We have some great add-ons that we offer our guests when they book.
What kind of add-ons?
So we've got firewood. We have breakfast supplies from our chickens that we have. So we
Oh,
deliver
cool.
those fresh local bread from the Laclahash Bakery. We also offer a watercraft package to all our guests, so they
Okay.
can get unlimited use of all the canoes, kayaks, paddleboards, floaties for their whole stay. So it's lots of fun. That's a really popular one in
Yeah.
the summer. As well, we rent fishing boats, which is really fun. So you can get out on the water, and this lake's pretty unique because we have it's stocked with kokanee salmon, which is really popular,
Okay.
and then rainbow trout. So people love taking a boat out fishing for the day or for the week while they're here.
Do you need a boat license?
You don't need a license. We can issue one for the lake, which is great. So it really opens up the opportunity for people
Yeah.
who can get out and enjoy it. Even if they don't want to fish, they can just go for a cruise around
Sure.
the lake, check it out. And we also offer, we have a boat launch and docks, moorage, all that stuff. So
What are the options as far as cabins go? Like,
So we have 9 cabins.
Yeah.
We've got everything from small, rustic, sleeps 2 people, to cold running water, and then we have, glamping cabins
Sure.
with granite counters, full kitchen, bathroom. So those are our most popular for sure. Those are the cabin 2, 3, and 4.
Sure.
So they're a little bit newer, nice big log cabins. So those ones definitely do book up. So when you get in on those, people don't let those ones go.
yeah.
We do give our guests the first opportunity to rebook their same cabins. So we've had guests who've been coming here for years, like 30 plus years.
Wow.
Same cabin, same week, and they're great.
How
Yeah.
many rooms?
Yeah.
And what are sort of the cost ranges on those?
Anywhere from $119 a night
Yep.
to $250 a night.
Okay.
Bad.
So
Okay.
very
Yeah.
reasonable.
Not bad
I
at
know.
all.
Yeah. When you first started here, was there anything that you sort of brought in that you wanted to change or update or anything like that? Or did you kind of take it easy to start with? Like, what was the transition sort of like in that sense?
I mean, really what we're going for is the classic camping experience.
Right.
The feeling of, connecting to nature, connecting with family and friends. And so what we did was we put a nature trail around the property.
Oh, okay.
We've got it all planted with different berries and wildflowers, and we're a dog-friendly campground. So almost all of the campers, you see them walk that trail a couple of times a day,
Yeah.
taking their dogs around the campground. And then when it comes to, being at the lake, it's really about enjoying the water. And so we added a ton of docks, so that the kids could fish off the docks.
Sure.
You can bring your boat. There's tons of boat space, and then we have lots of fishing boats that we rent out. It was really for us not so much about reinventing the wheel, but almost thinking from our own childhoods, what did we love about camping?
Sure.
And that's what we really try to do is you don't see a lot of signage up. You don't see a lot of commercialization up. It's really come here and get out of that, having all the toys to play with, all
Yeah.
of the paddle boards and kayaks and canoes, and making it super affordable. So, campers can come here. They rent a cabin for a week for $99. Every one of them gets to enjoy all of the toys for their whole stay.
Right.
So it doesn't make it worth it to crowd your minivan with your kayak, because
And just use
it's
the
not
ones
worth
here.
it.
Yeah.
You use the ones that are here.
Was there anything that was a particular surprise when you first took over that like was maybe more of a hassle than you would have expected?
Yeah. Internet.
Okay, sure, that makes sense actually.
Leaving the city, And my wife wasn't on board with this, but I was a realtor in Victoria, and I had been busy and burning myself out for a while.
Yeah.
And so I threw my phone away as soon as we got up here, and I had plans of having,
Like literally?
Yeah,
or...
no. I don't want to tell you literally, but the phone is gone. I had plans to have a technology-free place, right? Like I wanted people to come and like really stuff the nature down their throat, right? But what we found was people really want Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So that was a big undertaking because we're a big property. So how do you get Wi-Fi from one side to the other?
For sure, yeah.
It's an ongoing challenge. We're still working on it, but we have multiple Starlinks to cover the property. The service from them has been fantastic. During COVID and after, a lot of people were able to get into these work remote situations.
Sure.
And then they're like, why the heck would I want to stay in my little condo in Vancouver when I can stay at a lakefront cabin and I'm getting paid, so I'm working. But those people have high demands on internet. So what we did was we invested heavily in making sure that our signal was good so that people could have a long stay and stay connected. And so that's been a priority. That was maybe different than yesteryear. That was something that they didn't put a lot of weight to, that now we feel is important to the camping public.
So one of the things you guys mentioned before we actually started streaming, like when we first arrived, was attracting people who've never really been to the Caribou before. What is that like? What is it like to be sort of the initial representation of what this region
Mr. and Mrs.
has
Caribou.
to offer? Yeah.
For us, it's exciting, because everybody that books with us, we ask them, and the software helps a lot with this, is, have you been to the Caribou before? And it's shocking each year how many people have never been to the Caribou, and they're coming for their camping trip to Martens Resort. And I love being able to introduce people to the Caribou because it's a fantastic spot. I mean, we have been so lucky with all the news we hear about forest fires and how real that is all over. The Caribou, with having so many years in a row now without real problems, and with the Okanagan having, of course, and we'll have our turn, I know that, but we've had so many cancellations from other areas of the province
because they couldn't get out,
because they had to cancel reservations because of evacuation notices or problems. And so people are getting introduced to the Caribou in that way, and people are just getting introduced to the Caribou because they're looking for good campgrounds and they stumble across us or some of the other providers in the area. And then they go out and explore. We've got a wonderful golf course that's only 25 minutes away from us.
Was that the 108?
The 108. Yeah. And so we get a lot of our guests in the summer months stay with us for a week. And so for them to go out and do a couple of excursions in the week is very common. So the 108 golf course gets a lot of activity. And then there's also the 108 Heritage Site, which has really become a place that a lot of people take in on the weekends. They do fun markets, a lot of local arts and crafts, a lot of good eats, a lot of food trucks set up there.
Yeah, we're trying to set up a stream with them, actually.
Okay, it's worth it. I would hit them on a Saturday on a nice day, and you'll see just how many people with RVs pull off the highway and go in there because they got great parking in there.
Do you have any idea what it is like when people end up, the ones who haven't been through the Caribou before, but end up coming here, how they find you guys, what they were looking for? Were they looking for the Caribou? Were they looking just for camping and the Caribou defines that? Or
the number one search is really camping in BC.
Camping in BC.
Very generic.
Lake is probably really important, though.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want to camp anywhere that had no lake.
I want to give actually props to the federal government, which not a lot of people do, but
bold of you to do.
My wife applied for a grant, and we got awarded the grant, and it was a grant that helped us to upgrade our digital presence. Okay. And so our website, martensresort.ca, is a result of some of that grant money, which really has allowed our digital reach to expand tremendously. We get guests from everywhere. You'd be surprised. We have a lot of Europeans visiting Canada again.
Yeah.
And you wonder, how did you know about us, kind of thing, right?
Well, they're booking from their home country. So they're finding us online when they're in Denmark, when they're in Germany, you know, they're wherever they are, they're finding us online and they're making their booking a year out. So we're finding just having a very, just expanding your reach as much as possible online, which is a combination of so many things.
Well, we're trying to help too.
We do appreciate that, you know, and that again, like that goes back to like local, feeding local.
I think that's a big part of what we're trying to do, is to really shine the spotlight on local things.
Yes.
Yeah, it's common to have families here. Hey, like, so you said that there's 3 cabins, all from the same family.
Yes.
Renting right now.
And so far, they've been. How many years have they been coming?
3,
Like
4,
3 or 4.
4,
Yeah.
5. I can't remember, but we do get a number of families, especially in the summer. And then we also host quite a few family reunions as well.
That'd better be a great spot.
Yeah, it's so fun because, again, there's something for everyone in terms of accommodation.
Yeah.
We can do the cabins, RV sites, tenting sites. We have the event space for them as well to use, which is really popular for, you know, potluck dinners or karaoke or dancing or, you know, whatever they'd like to do. And then we have tons of activities, right? I mean, the little ones are so happy with the playground. There's tons of space to play, to run around all the fields, play soccer, and then everyone's happy out on the lake. It's an unrestricted lake, which is nice. So
what does that mean?
So that means that you know, any size motor basically can go on it.
No rules? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no major rules.
There's probably some rules.
But no, I mean, so we got all size of boats. So it's great for, you know, paddle boarding, canoeing, fishing, or bring out your big boats too if you want to. But it is still a quiet lake, which is really nice. So even though it is unrestricted, we don't get tons of activity on it. So it's still really quiet. And I mean, it's really windy today, but it's really special to wake up or in the evening when it's so calm and it's like glass out there, and we've got the docks with the chairs and your coffee, your Baileys, your wine, whatever it is. It's a nice spot to be for sure. Yeah.
You were mentioning that, you know, some things that you observed when you were doing some RVing in the U.S. Did you guys spend a lot of time sort of camping and RVing prior to this? Or?
We didn't.
No.
It was kind of our homework because
okay.
we really didn't know what we didn't know. And so we bought an RV and we went out for a couple of months and we RV'd all over the place in our winter season here.
Yeah.
That's why we went south.
Yeah.
And we learned a tremendous amount.
I bet, yeah.
You know, like, because until you're doing the RVing, you don't realize how important laundry is. Like we have 3 little kids. And so when we came home, the first thing we did was we put in a laundromat. And the campers love to have laundry. You know, if you're staying at a place for a week in an RV with kids and you have to go to a laundromat, that sucks. You know, you want that on site and
clean.
Is this a swimming lake? Or
of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes when there's fishing lakes, it's not really a swimming.
Oh no, this is a.
So it's not
a swim dock.
There's very few ducks in the lake. I don't know why, but there's not a lot of ducks. We have loons, which
I see one.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
They make a beautiful noise. You should really come here in the evenings and listen to how loud the loons are. Like, it's pleasant, but it's loud.
I know.
But no, this is a wonderful swimming lake. Not every lake is, but the main thing isn't so much the itch that you're alluding to. It's
I've had it. It's horrible.
That can be horrible, but the hardest part about picking the right lake is some lakes are very deep and they never warm up. You know, like you can go to like wonderful places, Okanagan Lake. You know, you can have a hard time, even in the nicest weather, finding a lake that gets to the right temperature. And this lake gets bathtub warm in July and like you go swimming right now.
No.
It's actually surprisingly, this is a weird July weather.
It is.
But the lake is warmer than the air right now.
Oh wow.
So what would you say like the most rewarding part of this whole experience is?
I think it's just seeing people's excitement. Like we were talking about, it is just seeing when people arrive, and we talk about how they come in and they just say, wow.
Yeah.
I think they see photos online, and they've been on our website, so they get a sense of it. But I think they get this
Photos can never.
Yeah, they get this feeling when they arrive, and they're coming down the hill, down to the lake basically, and it just opens up. It's wide open, and they've kind of realized how much space there is, and how nice and green it is and clean, and they're pleasantly surprised, and just it kind of takes their breath away, I find, and I find that really special. So we call it kind of the wow factor when they arrive.
I think I said wow when we got here.
I think you might have.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, we hear it a lot, which is really
And then
nice.
I said, oh my god, the chicken.
And then she said, "Oh my god, I have to pee."
And then the other thing is you get motivated by these families that make an effort to do family reunions.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, for like our two sides, it doesn't happen enough, and when it does happen, it's like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Everybody's always so thankful when it happens, but some families do it better than us. I'm sure better than you guys. They make it an annual thing.
Yeah.
They say these are our dates, and then the new generations coming up, they abide by it.
Right.
And they pick their spot, and they hold on to the spot.
Yeah, that's cute.
And I just I want that for us and our families.
There is something to be said about, I think, building a series of memories or sequences of memories over the years at a given destination.
Yeah.
Not always we go here this year, then here this year, then here this year.
Yeah.
Seeing your family members grow up and age and
It-
mature.
It's their lake house.
Yeah,
You know, like
exactly.
when they come back each year, they refer to it as like their lake cabin, their
Like,
spot.
hey,
Yeah.
I own this.
Yeah.
Well, they basically do, right? Because they book the same dates every year. Like we get a lot of that, and we get a lot of fresh people each year.
Right.
But it's inspiring when you see the families build that sort of connectivity.
Yeah. Do you guys want to still just sort of hang out and chat here? Anything you want to sort of showcase?
Oh, we could walk and showcase a couple of things if that's what you want to do.
Cold.
Yeah, let's walk. We'll show you the wedding experience. Just back up this way.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you may kiss the bride.
Oh, jeez.
This is where most I-dos are done right here.
Okay.
So they get the background here.
course.
All of this stuff is gone, and then their guests are seated all here.
Oh.
So it's just a lovely spot to tie the knot.
Totally. Yeah.
Can you take a look at the big cabin? So what's the big cabin for?
Well, that's our main lodge and
Main
office.
lodge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
office. But do guests stay there at all?
No, they don't.
Okay.
They want to, but they don't.
How old is that one?
That was built in 2003.
Oh,
Yeah.
but the smaller cabins are quite old.
Well, this cabin behind us, this is the smallest
7.
cabin on the property. And you would be surprised at how many people, including my mother-in-law, find that that's their favorite cabin.
Because?
Well, I think there's a certain type of person that instead of wanting all of the amenities actually wants the rustic stay.
Yeah.
And that's the only cabin that doesn't have a bathroom in it. But the shower house is close by. It's that building right over there. So that just gives them sort of the in-between staying in a tent and staying in a cabin that's got everything.
Is it a different?
Few amenities, but you don't have to sleep on the ground.
That's right.
Is it a different price point?
It is, yeah. So people get to stay in there for $119 a night,
Right.
which is very affordable.
Yeah. See, it pays to pee in a bush sometimes.
It does. That's
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna watch you if you ever stay here. Why
Well,
did
just
the
to-
flowers die?
Why are they growing so tall? Well, where else do you want to go?
Let's go. You wanted to see the event space? Let's walk. More toys.
Look at that.
Well, this might be my favorite.
You did a great job.
We've got our fish cleaning station here. Very important. When you catch a fish at Martens Resort,
Sorry, what is it?
you want to follow the right etiquette.
Right.
You grab your fish, you hold it up. I caught this fish. You got to yell it out.
Okay.
Right? Weigh it, brag about it. Found that old school scale.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh. So besides the website, which is martensresort.ca,
Yes.
That's right.
is there any other way to contact you? Book?
Lara's in charge of all social channels,
Yes.
and
So you have a Facebook page as well.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. And we have a landline. So you're always welcome to call us. And yeah, I mean, we answer the phone as best we can. We get back to you as soon as we can. And, you know, I think guests appreciate that too. We do call people back, even if we don't have what they're looking for, we do call them back, and hopefully we can find something that works for them. But reach out.
not to be like a Debbie Downer, but what are the rules to you know, respecting a campground? Like, what's important to you, like, for your guests? What kind of rules should they follow?
We try to keep it as, you know, easygoing as possible, but we do have some rules just so that all of the guests can enjoy their stay.
Yeah.
Like, for example, we are pet friendly, but we do ask that dogs stay on leash the whole time while they're on the property, just to respect all the campers, the other dogs, the wildlife,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
How about noise? Like, is there like a bedtime curfew?
Well, we have security. No, I'm just joking. We're actually a super quiet campground, which is something that we really appreciate and our guests really appreciate. We're not a party campground. A lot of people come here to kind of get away from the noise and the party. But we do have quiet time and we enforce it. So quiet time's 10 o'clock in the evenings, 11 o'clock on the weekends. For weddings, we extend it a little bit just because it's a super special day.
Be the hard nose at the wedding ceremony.
But no, we're fine. I mean, if you want to stay up late and have a campfire, you know, we're fine with that as long as you're not keeping up your neighbors.
Right.
So we're pretty easygoing. But
we attract mostly families and a lot of you know, people that their kids are grown up. You know, the young, the 20 somethings that are looking for a party, they rarely come to Martens.
Okay.
You know, and you know, we're more of that safe space where we want people to be mindful that there's children around. So we don't want people running around using bad language, showing kids the wrong thing to do.
Right.
So we're a family-friendly park that really gears the experience towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good answer. It's almost like you work here.
Do you guys have?
We want everybody to come, but quite honestly, we're happy that we're not attracting the party group. I think there's other places for them to go. And, you know, we've been very mindful of the experience that we want to give to people and the type of people we want to attract. And that's not everybody, because sometimes that takes away from the other people.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually plenty of campgrounds in the area
Exactly.
that cater to that group as well. And there's nothing wrong with that group.
Nothing wrong.
It's just not our group.
But grow up already, will you?
Yeah, grow up already, kids. Jeez. Tired of putting you to bed at 3 a.m.
All right. Any last words before we wrap it up? We're at an hour. We're at time.
Want to say hello to anybody?
Who do we want to say hello to? Maybe your parents?
my parents.
No, I always say you could say hi to grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, anyone. Go ahead.
Hi, Barb.
Hi.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for passing the torch, right?
Oh, that's my parents.
Oh, your parents.
We're very lucky. My parents live on the property.
Oh, there you go.
So
Perfect.
their grandkids ride their bikes down, have breakfast in the
Aw.
morning. It's fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
very special. Well,
No, one final thought. Book online.
book
Go to
online.
martensresort.ca and book.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my
Okay.
plug.
All
That's my
right.
final
That's-
plug.
that's-
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for
Thank you so much.
spending some time with us today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lara.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, thanks.
Hands are cold. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.